fuck the Multiverse of Madness, alright? Where do I even begin with this film? First of all, who gives a shit about America Chavez? Who gives a shit? I mean, cool, the actress wasn't mad, no fault of her own, but that character, why should we care? Of course, as a hero, you should care about this person who needs saving. But as an audience member, I wasn't invested in this character in the first place. So when she comes to Doctor Strange, like, I need you to help me get through the multiverse and get back to my family or my Doctor Strange, or whatever the fuck she wanted, I didn't give a shit. I did not give a shit. What I cared about was just, oh, how cool is the multiverse? Okay, I mean, sure, we'll save this girl, but the real interest I have is seeing that bloody multiverse of madness for all its glory. And they only showed us a mad multiverse for like 10 seconds when they did that really cool montage going for the paint world and black and white world and everything. Like, that was really, 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 really cool. But Jesus Christ, that was it. And the most creative thing they'd come up with in the other universe was, oh, red means go and green means stop or some shit like that. Right means left, front means down, up means fucking backwards. That was really the peak of Marvel's creativity? Really? Oh my god. So this film, it just sucked on all levels. The CGI for that first monster looked fucking atrocious. Fucking atrocious. What was that? From a fucking SpongeBob episode? What? So, okay, Sam Raimi, yeah, I like him as a director. I really do like him. Obviously, legend for the original Spider-Man, Evil Dead series as well, excellent. But I think the problem with merging him and Doctor Strange, or merging, let's say, a really auteurist director and a Marvel big franchise property, the style clashes with both. It feels like it wants to be a Sam Raimi film, but it fully can't because it's still tied to Marvel. And then it feels like it wants to be a Marvel film, but it still fully can't because Sam Raimi's behind it. It can't make its mind about what franchise it wants to flipping be in. I was going to say fucking, but I decided to be more polite. But great, I've said fucking now. Thanks, YouTube. But look, this film had just, atrocious CGI. The story just didn't make sense. It just stopped making sense halfway through. Wanda's motivation for her children. Now, I get it. Coming from WandaVision, I get it. And it can be argued it was very clear that Wanda was going to be a villain from the jump in WandaVision. It's very clear, But it just seemed tone deaf. It just seemed too far from the character we ended with in WandaVision. It seemed like such a whiplash jump to, sympathy, I might do some bad stuff, and now I'm evil. I'm going to kill this child to save my other children. It just felt a bit, tone deaf to who Wanda really was. And for her to go through all of that, and then, she sees the kids, and, they're scared of her, and then she decides to, I guess, kill herself in that temple or whatever. It just felt pointless. It felt like they could have done more with Wanda, and I don't even know how I feel about Wanda being the main villain of this franchise. When I watched the film, like Everything Everywhere at once or whatever, if you know the film, you already know the title I'm referring to. I don't know if I said it right, but Everything Everywhere, all the time, all at once. But if you've seen the film, you know the title. That film is an excellent example of how to do a multiverse story right. Sure, not everything should make sense, but it feels like it does. It feels like it's grounded and predicated on a set of rules. That's what a real multiverse film is like. And the villain from that was so personal. Spoilers for if you haven't seen Everything Everywhere at Once. Skip like the next 30 seconds of this video because I'm going to spoil the shit out of that movie. The villain was basically the main character's daughter, but she was sort of established in an Anakin way where she had all these powers, like she grinded the most, she fucking grinded the most XP of all the multiversal trainee students in their universe, and she can walk through every universe at once, so she was simultaneously in every universe at once. That was really, really cool, and that's just a great concept to think about. Spoilers done for the movie now, but the fact that a film on a $25 million budget, $25 million budget can operate on that level versus $100 million budget movie like, Doctor Strange or Marvel property, it just screams how lacking we are in the writing department, I mean, imagine seeing such a villain like that and Doctor Strange walking through every multiverse at once and Strange having to solve that, and maybe not even fully solving that at the end of this film, thus causing Phase 4 and whatever's leading to Phase 5 or whatever, That would have been quite excellent. Benedict Cumberbatch, moving on to the actors now, Benedict Cumberbatch is just a bit boring as Strange. He's always been a bland sort of character. He's only always worked when he's, paired up with other interesting characters, like, the Avengers, when he's talking Tony Stark, or messing around Peter Parker. He seems cool, he seems interesting, he's a fun character from a distance, but to get a film about him, he just doesn't have enough gravitas. I don't know. He doesn't pull the film together for me as someone like Tony Stark or Tom Holland does as Spider-Man, any other hero. Maybe it's a lack of sort of charisma thing. Maybe it's a sort of British upper class gentleman thing he has still going on in him, even though he's in an American accent. I don't know. There's just something lacking about him. So again, I was really hoping this film sort of solved that and sort of, help dispel that thing with Cumberbatch and give him a bit more charisma, give him a bit more warmth, maybe that's it, warmth, because Marvel's it's a very warm franchise, it's not too brutal, but they just don't have it with Cumberbatch. So this film just kind of ends up feeling I'm not even really rooting for him because his life really isn't at stake. I know he has a thing with Rachel McAdams' character, but again, nobody even cared about that in the first one. But again, I just need more stakes for Doctor Strange himself and the people around him. What if Wanda was in danger rather than America? That would have been pretty interesting. Again, nothing against America. It's just to introduce a character 25 movies in that we should automatically care about and hinder the entire fate of the multiverse on. It's just a bit, tone deaf. And of course, all the major characters they brought, Fantastic Fours, Mr. Fantastic, Professor X, Black Captain Marvel, Captain Carter. That was excellent. I was clapping, cheering, as we all do in these Marvel films when they showed up. But god damn, the way Marvel just killed them off so brutally and so haphazardly, it screamed a little bit of a sort of fuck you to the fans, It was a little bit of a fuck you to the fans. And I'm sure maybe that wasn't the intention, but to introduce such powerful characters like that, and for them to go out so quickly and so easily with Wanda, who hasn't even been established to be like the most powerful person in the MCU. I mean, I'm sure she is powerful. Of course she is powerful, but come on. To take them all down just like that, and for Captain Carter to put up the most fight when she's the only human out of all the cosmic, weird, extraterrestrial people. I mean, it's Reed Richards for crying out loud. So, again, that just felt a bit hollow. If you're going to kill off these characters so quickly where they don't affect the plot in any way, why introduce them? I get it, Marvel loves their fan service, but I don't want fan service when it's at the cost of the story. Because you introduced these great, amazing characters, they didn't matter to this film. They only mattered in the sense of the future of this franchise. Nothing else. So, again, this whole film felt like multiple pointless plot points to sort of get through this mad multiverse, which wasn't even that mad anyways. Again, I refer back to Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was a multiverse of madness film. Jesus, just the crazy, the insanity of the multiverse in that film just outpaced anything Marvel has done. Not what they could do, but has done. And it's just a real shame that, they really blew their chance on such a lackluster film like Multiverse of Madness. It's a real shame, honestly. And hopefully Marvel learns from this. I'm sure they will. They seem responsive to audience critiques and all that, so maybe they'll listen to this or watch this video, agree with my critiques. But it just wasn't a good movie. The more I think about it, I've watched it 3 times. The third time I watched it, just solidified. It's not what I wanted or what anybody really wanted. And maybe the marketing, the trailers oversold it. Like Kevin Feige, recently complained about. Maybe they oversold it. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what Marvel's going to do with the multiverse now. Is it even going to matter as much? Because we've had the film called Multiverse of Madness, and this is the most we got. I mean, No Way Home was a better multiverse movie than this. So, I don't know, Marvel. Fix yourself up. Anyways, that's the video. If you agree with my frustrations about this film, let me know in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, like this video if you enjoyed, and peace.